Welcome to the Ryan Waters Sports Drive. Perfection and BC champs could pretty much sum up the 2011 Kelowna Lions of the BC Junior Bantam Football League. And head coach Arden Knoll joins us. Coach, what a season. 12-0. You're the first team ever from the interior to win the provincial championship. How's that even happen?
Well, we've developed a pretty good football program. I've been with these kids for about 4 years. They bought into our system, and it really paid off. And we have some outstanding athletes. So it was a great year.
Did the stats of the regular season stun you? You go 12-0. When I look at it, they stun me. You score 591 points. You give up 89. I mean, it blows my mind.
Yeah, well, we started the season and we said that offense wins games and defense wins championships. So our focus this year was really on the defense, and the kids just all stepped up. I mean, it was a total team defense, and that was our focus. But we had some threats. We had great quarterbacks. We had great receivers. We had great running backs, and our offensive and defensive lines made the difference this year. And it was just they opened up holes that. I mean, I could have run through, and I'm almost 50, so it was pretty good.
And you were undersized for a lot of the games, weren't you?
We were the smallest team all year of every team that we played. Wow. So, it was just a testament to the kids and their work ethic and how hard they were willing to work. And I mean, at this level, at this age group, that's really hard to find. But all the kids committed really, really to the system and to the conditioning part of it. And we had a sprint training coach, and that made a huge difference because in two respects. One, because they learned technique, and it'll benefit them for the rest of their lives in whatever sport they play. But secondly, it didn't make the coaches look like the bad guys when they were conditioning.
What's it like coaching a group of kids that are so talented, that have bought into the system? Is it fairly easy, or is it more of keeping a mental focus?
It is really getting them mentally prepared once the skills are in place, and they were pretty much in place probably from 2 weeks before playoffs started, so our last 6 games. And then it was just execution and keeping them mentally tough for what was to come. I mean, we told them they'd played Vancouver teams before, and they're really, really tough teams. They will smash you in the mouth, and they work really, really hard. But when it came down to it, our conditioning and our ability on defense to stop them, put them in a position where they had to do things that our defense is a strength of. When they started to pass, the game was over.
Well, take me through that championship game, because you go down to the coast, you go to Langley, you face Meadow Ridge in that championship game, and the game's not even close. You beat them 44-6. So what's it like?
Well, you know what? It was closer than it really, the score indicates. It was 0-0 after the first quarter, and then we threw 2 long passes in the second quarter to get us up 16-8. Converts in our league are worth 2 points, not 1. So if you run it in, it's 1 point. If you kick a convert, it's 2. And so we had 2 long plays for 65 and 60 yards that started the second quarter. So it was, and then they scored a touchdown on a long pass, like a 75-yard pass. So the game was closer than it thought, but in the second half when we started out on defense, our defense basically shut down the run. And they could not run against us, so they tried 6 consecutive plays, 2 3-and-out series where they gained negative yards, and then they had to start to pass. And the game was basically over at that point, because the strength of our defense is in our secondary and our ability to tackle. And they couldn't do anything, and then we just started to take over because they had to not punt the ball. So we got the ball on short fields, and we just started to run the ball against them, and we tired them out and wore them out.
What do the kids want to do with their football career? Do they want to come back for next year? Do they have aspirations of making the CIS and ultimately the pros?
You know, there's so many talented kids, and they're so good at other sports too. You know, we have track athletes, we have basketball players, and we have hockey players, and you know, they're talented in different sports. Their next step is to move up to junior varsity in high school, because the Kelowna minor football program does not have a bantam program. So they're going to, some will go, some won't. But whatever they do, I mean, this is a memory for a lifetime for those kids.
Can you repeat?
You know, we have some talented kids coming up from the Pee-wees. Once again, we'll be undersized. They've had good coaching at that level too, so it's a matter of whether they buy into our system again. And our focus again will have to be on defense, and if they buy into it, yeah, we've got a shot at it.
Well, good luck. Congratulations. First of all, enjoy the offseason.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Arden Knoll, he's the head coach of the Kelowna Lions, undefeated champions of the province. And you're watching the Ryan Water Sports Drive. Thanks so much for watching.